Darating ng PS5, pati na rin ang Xbox X. But despite all those new games, you probably miss playing the most amazing games that might transport you back to the innocence of your younger days. For this episode, we will feature the top 10 classical games that may bring back some memories. Hello gamers, I'm JC, and this is Gamesource, the ultimate gaming channel for Filipinos. And welcome to our channel. And for our top 10, we have The Sims. The Sims is a strategic simulation video game developed by Maxis and published by Electronic Arts in 2000. Ito ay isang game where you simulate the daily activities of one or more virtual people in some urban household. You control them as they pursue their career and relationship goals. At dahil meron kang career dito, pwede mong gamitin yung income ng character mo to renovate your living space, to buy a furniture, clothing, and so on. Yes, meron ng mas bagong version ng The Sims, pero if you grow playing this game, playing the first version might give you the nostalgia of how well this game grows. At marahil makita mo ang difference beyond the pixelated graphics. Tamang-tama, merong chismis na darating ng The Sims 5 next year, 2021. And at top 9, we have Diablo. Diablo is developed by Blizzard North at ito ay isang hack-and-slash action RPG. You may choose to play any of the three classes: Warrior, the most physically able class, Rogue, the master of ranged weapon, and Sorcerer, a spellcaster. Diablo is set in the fictional kingdom of Honduras in the Mortal Realm. You control a lone hero who will journey through the 16 randomly generated dungeons and ultimately entering hell in order to face Diablo, the Lord of Terror. Maganda rin ang graphics nito for year 1997. Sa katunayan, noong 2005, pinili ng GameSpot ang Diablo as one of the greatest games of all time. And for just 1 year, 2 million copies na agad ang sales ng Diablo worldwide. Diablo 3 na ang latest sa ngayon, pero most of the Diablo fans still prefer the first version of Diablo. Ikaw, anong version ang prefer mo? And at number 8, we have Ape Escape. Ape Escape is a video game developed by Sony Interactive Entertainment in 1999. Ito rin ang pinakaunang game kung saan ginawa nilang mandatory ang paggamit ng analog controller. If hindi mo pa alam, ang controller ng PlayStation dati ay walang analog stick, at kung bibili ka ng analog controller dati, yung analog ay gagamitin mo para ipamalit sa directional buttons. Pero sa Ape Escape, mandatory na ito at hindi mo ito malalaro kung wala kang analog controller. Very fun and addicting din itong game na ito dahil para kang naghahanap ng Pokemon. Yun nga lang, instead of using a Pokeball, ang gagamitin mo sa panghuli sa kanila ay isang uri ng catch net na ang tawag ay time net. At habang tumatagal ay dumadami rin ang inyong mga gadgets upang mas maging effective ang panghuhuli mo sa mga nakakalat na mga unggoy. Ape Escape has a sequel at ang latest nito ay yung Ape Escape 3 sa PlayStation 2. And since palabas ng PlayStation 5, I hope on behalf of all the Ape Escape fans na magkaroon na ito ng remake. And at number 7, we have Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid is a stealth game developed by Konami and released for PlayStation in 1998. It was directed, produced, and written by Hideo Kojima. The game follows Solid Snake, a soldier who infiltrates a nuclear weapon facility to neutralize the terrorist threat from hacks found, a renegade special forces unit. Snake must liberate 2 hostages, the head of DARPA and the president of a major arms manufacturer, confront the terrorists, and stop them from launching a nuclear strike. Metal Gear Solid was well received, shipping more than 6 million copies along with 12 million demos and scoring an average of 94 out of 95 on the aggregated website Metacritic. Also, ito ay isa sa mga greatest and most important video games of all time and helped popularize the stealth genre type of game and in-game cinematic cutscene. And at number 6, we have Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VIII is a role-playing video game developed and published by SquareSoft for the PlayStation console. Released in 1999, it is the 8th main installment in the Final Fantasy series. The game follows a group of young mercenaries led by Squall Lionheart as they are drawn into a conflict sparked by Ultimecia, a sorceress from the future who wishes to compress time. During the quest to defeat Ultimecia, Squall struggles with his role as a leader and develop a romance with one of his comrades, Rinoa Hartley. And their love story is one of the clique couples of the 90's even before the arrival of your favorite love team. By August 2019, it had sold more than 9.6 million copies worldwide. Kasama ka na ba sa 9.6 million? In case hindi pa, you might be interested in checking the remastered version that was released in Microsoft Windows, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One last September 2019. And at number 5, we have Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 is a survival horror game developed and published by Capcom for the PlayStation in 1988. You play as Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield, and you must escape Raccoon City after its citizens are transformed into zombies by a biological weapon 2 months after the events of the original Resident Evil. Resident Evil 2 received a lot of praise for its atmosphere, setting, graphics, audio, scenarios, and overall gameplay, as well as its improvement over the original game. Also, it is the best-selling Resident Evil game for a single platform, shipping more than 5.7 million copies on PlayStation 1. A Resident Evil 2 remake was released for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Windows last year 2019, but it got a few negative reviews and comments due to the changes that they made. Maybe you should try both to see the difference. Which version do you like most? Type your comment down below. And at number 4, we have Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is a 2004 action-adventure game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. Ito ay pang-pitong title in the Grand Theft Auto series and was released for PlayStation 2, PC, and Xbox. The game is set within an open-world environment that players can explore and interact with their leisure. Ang story nito ay tungkol kay Carl C.J. Johnson, a former gangster, who is brought back home by the death of his mother, only to become involved in a long journey that sees him exploring the fictional U.S. state of San Andreas, which is heavily based on California and Nevada. San Andreas became the best-selling video game of 2004, as well as one of the best video games of all time. It has sold over 27.5 million copies worldwide as of 2011, and it remained the best-selling PlayStation 2 game of all time. If you want to try playing this game before the release of the latest Grand Theft Auto, you may try it using your mobile phone. Yes, sa cellphone mo. It is available for both Android and iOS. And at number 3, we have Half-Life Counter-Strike. Even before the popular CSGO today, year 2000 has the Half-Life Counter-Strike, o mas kilala natin sa tawag na Counter-Strike. Ito ay isang first-person video game developed by Valve. Set in various locations around the globe, pero ang pinakagasgas na mapa na laging ginagamit nating mga Pinoy ay ang Blast. A few background, player assume the roles of counter-terrorist forces and terrorist militants opposing them. So during each round of gameplay, yung two teams ay may task na talunin yung kabilang team by achieving the map's objective or eliminating all of the enemy combatants. After every round, you will have a currency earned na pwede mong gamitin to customize your weapon arsenal and accessories. And at number 2, we have Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes. Well, alam ko maraming fighting game na pwedeng mapasali sa list namin na ito, pero kung naaalala nyo 20 years ago, ito ang fighting game na available sa lahat ng arcade station. Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes is a crossover fighting game developed and published by Capcom. It is the third installment in the Marvel vs. Capcom series, which features characters from Capcom's video game franchises and characters from Marvel Comics. Since this is a fighting game, before starting each match, the player selects a team of 2 fighters to compete in one-on-one combat. The player is free to swap between their characters at any point during battle. While one character fights, yung other character mo naman ay nagpapahinga off-screen and slowly nagge-generate din ang kanyang life gauge. Yung unang makakaubos ng buhay ng kalaban ang mananalo, pero kagaya din ng ibang fighting games, if the timer runs out before either team is knocked out, the player with the most remaining health is declared the winner. The latest Marvel vs. Capcom was released last 2017 sa PS4 platform, pero hindi na ito ganong sikat compared nung bata ka pa. Bakit kaya? And before we reveal our top spot, we would like to mention 2 amazing games na hindi napasama sa top 10 namin but still worthy to be mentioned. And for our number 1, ang top spot, we have Ragnarok Online. I think isa ka sa mga nag-rent ng computer shop para makapaglaro ng Ragnarok, tama? Or rich kid ka siguro at may PC ka na 20 years ago. Anyways, for other listener who haven't tried playing the classic version, may top-up ito dati. Meaning you need to pay the developer per hour para makapaglaro ka ng game na ito at kahit ganon ang business model nila, still marami pa rin itong player sa Pilipinas. Ragnarok Online is a massive multiplayer online role-playing game created by Gravity. It is heavily based around Norse mythology wherein the characters are taken from the stories around Ragnarok. The job system initially consisted of 13 classes which has increased to over 50 by several updates. Each class is specialized in certain skill corresponding to archetypes in a role-playing game. Additionally, numerous characters are exclusive to particular classes. The greatest of the equipment depends on the character attribute status. To date, there are a lot of remake for this game, and I'm curious kung anong paborito mo. Do you still prefer the classic version o meron ng mas magandang remake out there? And yan ang aming top 10 classical games na makapagpa-teleport sa'yo on your younger days. Please type your personal favorite and please don't forget to subscribe in our channel. Again, this is Gamesource, the ultimate gaming channel for every Filipino, where your gaming moments are captured, shared, and reimagined.